Hey there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All educational videos and tutorials. Today I will try to explain how and when to use GML visual block, which is called if health. Again, like in previous video, this block is condition block, it's a question block. You ask GameMaker some kind of question, is some condition fulfilled? If it's fulfilled, if it's true, then do something. If it's not, then do something else, or don't do anything else. So you ask a question, and depending on the answer of it, if the condition is true or false, you give options for GameMaker what to do next. The condition in this case is health. In previous video it was score, before that it was lives, and so on. So those conditions can change and can vary, and we use variables for those mostly. That's why variables are called that way. Variables, that means vary, change. Variables are containers which are used to store some information in it. This one today, health variable, is pre-made. It is made already for us from GameMaker developers, from programmers of GameMaker engine. They created few of those variables for us: health, score, lives, and so on. So you can start using them from the start, from the scratch in your game. Just drag and drop it and use them. Because for the most of the games you make, you will need health, score, lives, and so on. So they did it for us, and we are testing that variable in our game today. I will ask the GameMaker, is the health of this square here less than some value? And if it is, I will, for example, change the color of, we have learned that set instance color, so I will try to change my color of my player to red, like bloody or something like that. He's wounded or losing blood or whatever. So first of all, let me check my obj manager, how the game starts, with which health number, which health value. It's, again, we test health if the health is, but first you need to set the health. We have done that before in our previous video. If you haven't, just find this group of blocks which is called instance variables, and then find this bar, health bar icon, set health, click and drag it here and put the value which you want. By default it's 0, and most of the games will use 100 as a starting point, 100 as 100 health points, 100%, and so on. So my health is 100, so my square has 100 health points. Okay, and I want to say when it touches this green square, the alien, the zombie enemy, lose 10 health. So I need to find what? I need to find to check, is my why is this so big? Oh yeah, it's all okay. So I need I will make my game change my health variable when these two squares collide, white and green. So I have to check their code. Is my code for collision in my white square or my green square? I'm not sure, because I have made a pause with coding this game, so I forgot. That's common scenario for your games, and that's something which will happen for you when you work on other stuff or other games, multiple games at the same time. You I'm not sure where the code is for what, so I need to check step event for obj player 2. No, it's only wrap around the room. Create, no, so let me test the obj enemy. If it's not in this white, it must be in this green obj enemy. Create step, yeah, it's here in I have event, special event for collision. You add event collision obj and find whatever you want to collide. So my obj enemy green square is colliding with obj player 2. That's cool, but I have earlier coded my game to behave like this. When my player collides with my green enemy, I want my obj player to jump to start position, and I want my obj player lives to go -1. I don't want my lives to go -1. I want my health to go -10, so I will disable my lives, and now I will drag and drop this set health, which we have learned before. Again, that's used to define the value of the health. When the game starts, you do that in some kind of obj manager, which we did here. Set health in obj manager for that's universal value. It's all those obj instances see that variable health, variable lives, and so score and so on, because they are predefined, they are global variables. We will learn that later, but in short, global means everyone can see that and change that variable. So this obj enemy sees variable health also, and it can change that or set that to any value that I need. I need that value -10, and I want that to be relative. So if I leave it this way, it will just, I can test it, it will go to -10, I think, immediately. So my health, as you can see here in top left, 100, and when I touch green screen it will go, no, it doesn't change. Why is that so? Yeah, because I forgot, as always, I forgot to say where the or is it needed? No, it's already in obj player 2. Yeah, let me test. This will go -10, so it will go from 100 to 90. No, it's still just, it's not working. Just let me think about it. Set here. Yeah, I have just changed the, so now it works. For some reason I have forgot by set applies to all. Yeah, the whole idea is to, yeah, for you see how it's easy to forget when you don't code in one engine only, or especially in drag and drop blocks. I prefer GML language better than GML drag and drop. So because my set health and health variable was defined in obj manager and so on, this obj manager doesn't see it unless you say it, unless you say affect this set health on all objects, or on self, or on other, or so on. I think I can be more specific and say obj game manager, but maybe not sure. Maybe I have used this variable on other also. Let me see that now. Yeah, it works. So I have changed this. Unless you don't change this, it thinks that you are using this set health on this object only where you code, but I don't want it here. I want it here on this other. So you have to take care where do you define those values first or use, and then later when you call from the other you can say, okay, I'm changing this variable, but this variable is on other, on myself, on other object, which objects, and so on. So you have to be more specific. And again, if I don't use relative, I think now it will work. If I don't use relative, now my health will jump to -10 in one step. Yeah, that's not what I want. I don't want my health to go -10 in one hit. I want it to go step by step by every hit, to be relative, to subtract -10 points on and so on. So that was all some kind of loss of time, but sorry, that's how game development works. So what do I want to do? I want to my game manager check if my health is so I have disabled set lives, so my lives now won't change, but I want to ask the question, to test the condition. If the health is, and I need to find it here in my instance variable, if lives, if score, here it is, if health. So I will drag and drop it, and I will drag and drop it above my previous code just to be sure that I don't mess something up. Because if I put it here, it will go into it or into it. I don't want to do that. I want it like tested other than those other conditions. So if health is what? If health is less or equal than 0, then change my color to change my instance color to I think this will work, but I have to put it again here into this one, to the right of this condition, so it will go under it, otherwise it will go below it, and it will be like another branch. I have to draw some kind of or open scratch another time to show you the difference much more clearer. So okay, what color should we pick here for our red? Yeah, some kind of red. Okay. Okay, I don't want, if I think about it a little bit, I don't want my health to go less than 0. That means my player is 0 energy, he is dead. I want it, for example, half. When he is on half of his health points, like 50, he has 100 in start, 50 is middle, so he is wounded, he is losing health. So try to warn the player that he is losing his health and he will die soon, so change the color. Okay, that makes sense. And because I'm losing how much? -10 health, I will have to touch my enemy 5 times to go from 100 health, which you can see in top left corner, to 50. So let's do it. 90, 80, 70, 60, and now I think it should go to red. And no, 50 less, or yeah, I'm not. Okay, I probably forgot again. Self maybe. Oh no, self. This was sorry, obj manager, obj player 2. Yeah, again, same. You see, I have made the same error twice in a row, in a couple of minutes. So, and that happens a lot when you're sleepy, tired, or don't you're not concentrated, or don't think about the game much, or something like that. So what I'm not thinking about what am I coding and where am I coding. I'm coding in my game manager, and I don't want my game manager to change. Where is it? It's invisible. It's here, obj game manager, but it doesn't have sprite. This is my game manager. This is my game manager. It doesn't have sprite. It doesn't have image. Do I want this thing to change? No, I want this to change. So let's find what do we need to change. So I'm coding in my game manager, and GameMaker is just doing what I'm saying, telling him to do. Change the color. Okay, of what? This is so easy to forget for me when working in GameMaker drag and drop. So I have to remember it somehow. So now I think it will work. I will change set instance color on object obj player 2 because I want that thingy to change. Let's try it again. How? 16 minutes. Okay, 190. Yeah, but my health is not going under. Now, why is that so? Object. Yeah, obj game manager. I have messed a couple of things. That's when you try to code fast, but this is not your natural environment. 70-60, and now I hope now it will change to green. So now I'm like wounded and I have to take care, and let's see if it works. So you have seen the problem now is it's not the problem, it's not the bug, it's the feature. It stays in red because my health is checked here in my game manager, and it says if it's less than 50 turn to red. Okay, I never said to GameMaker what should happen when my health is greater than 50, so I need to add that condition maybe later in the next video and so on to change to another thing, or if you want to change your color just for a second and so on, so you would code it in a different way. But in short, in today's video, the whole idea is how to to get some kind of idea how to change and test condition for health variable, global variable in GameMaker, and then if health condition is something, then do something else. For example, I could use if health is we can try that also. So I can show you if lives I will disable to show you this, and I will copy this and paste it here. Sorry, I will disable. I want to show you for the end. It will be 20 minutes, but just to try to explain how you can add a couple of those conditions, and I will copy this just to copy paste. Let me see what will happen. If health, it pasted it below with this. I don't need this, and what I wanted to do, I wanted to create two health conditions. One, when my player's health is less than 50, then change to red, like he is wounded, take care, watch out. And when my wait a second. Okay, back again, and what I want to show here is when you have a couple of conditions or more complex games. So for example, I want to test two things. If my health is less than 50, that will happen once in a while in a game, then change this color to red, but when it's less or equal than 0, I want my instance to be destroyed, which instance again I have to pick obj player 2. So I have now two conditions. You can add as many conditions, and this is a realistic example. This is something which you will have in your games. If some health drops by some number, change the instance or look or something like that, and if it goes under 0, then destroy, restart the game and so on. So let's try it if it works. Now my game player will go red when it's 50 or less, and when it's 0, yeah, first condition works, and now my health goes below 0, and GameMaker is checking the second condition, and now it will be destroyed. So yeah, what I wanted to show you and explain and free you to experiment and think about more complex games is this, to see how is it. Okay, I have to stop but it's at the end anyway.